Hello, everybody. I wonder if my title got your attention. So I wanted to, I just dropped, by the way, I just dropped a post in here announcing the coaching groups that I've got coming up. Enrollment's going to be opening up in the next couple of days. My assistant, Amber, and I are working on getting that enrollment set up for you guys. So be watching for the announcement in the next couple of days for the Communication Transformation Coaching Group and the Growth Coaching Group. But anyway, I wanted to hop on here and say hello and tell you that Ask Me Anything Friday is on for tomorrow. I won't be having you guys join me on Zoom. I just couldn't get that set up for this week again. Excuse me. It's still been a transition week for me, you guys. My mother moved in this week. I got moved last week, and my mother's moving truck came this week. So she's got a basement apartment in our new house here, which is the whole reason why I bought a new house and moved. So it's still just been kind of crazy. I'm hoping next week to really kind of get back into my routine of being more active with you guys here and going live more and doing more coaching here in the group. But anyway, hormones, I call them hormones. I was talking with a client yesterday, actually one of my male clients who has autism, and I was talking about how sometimes I help neurotypical women understand a little bit more about the concept of emotional regulation through talking about hormones, because it is well known that we know, the world pretty much knows and accepts the concept of PMS and premenstrual syndrome, and we understand this, and those of you who are autistic females are going to understand this too. I'm assuming, because you experience it too, and as a matter of fact, you guys experience hormonal fluctuations as well. It's not just a female thing. But anyway, so here's a way of understanding a little bit about emotional regulation and dysregulation. So ladies, I'm going to speak to you for a second. When we are on our cycle, we've all experienced feeling really crabby. And we know what that's like to feel unable to regulate our emotions. And some of us have it a lot more extreme than others. And so I've had clients before, or I've talked about it. It's not like we feel differently during this time about whatever, people that situations our attitudes and our thoughts and our beliefs and our values don't change during that time. We don't all of a sudden love something we didn't love before or hate something we didn't hate before. It's just like the floodgate is opened. So something that we already didn't really care for, all of a sudden we really don't care for it. Or something we really loved before, now we really love it. And so we don't have that filter in place. So normally, as we go about our lives, we have this filter, this regulator that's there that helps us. We don't just emote, okay? And so we're able to regulate those emotions. And so whatever we're feeling on a day-to-day basis, we're able to sort of filter it. Now our partners who are on the spectrum probably don't see us as regulating our emotions much at all, especially if they're guys. If I'm talking to neurotypical women, if our partners are autistic men, they probably see us as being very emotional. But we know that we regulate those emotions, and then sometimes when we're on our cycle, it feels like we just can't regulate it. And when we're irritated, we get irritated. And we get angry. We get really angry. And we just can't regulate it. And when we watch a movie, a sappy movie, and we cry, and we just feel out of control in a lot of ways emotionally. So this, ladies, is a really good example of what it's like for our autistic partners who have trouble regulating their emotional reactions to things. And it's a misnomer. It's a misunderstanding that our autistic partners don't have emotions. They absolutely do. It said my live video was interrupted. I hope I'm still here. Actually, I had an autistic client this week. One of my private clients had this aha moment this week when he realized he has emotions. He just didn't know what that was. He didn't know what that feeling was until he and his wife were having a conversation and some insight, reflective listening type conversations, which we learn about in our communication transformation group, by the way. And so he realized this week that he is experiencing emotions a lot more than he thought. He just didn't know how to identify what that feeling was and label it as an emotion. So, our guys, and I'm saying guys, there's a lot of you here on the spectrum who are females on the spectrum. You are a lot more in touch with your emotions than guys on the spectrum. But those of us who have guys on the spectrum that are our partners, they do experience these emotions, but they don't necessarily know how to regulate those emotions. And so it comes out in these big ways sometimes, and it can be anger or frustration or irritation. And that for them is a lot like what it feels like to us when we're on our cycle and we're hormonal is what I call it. I call them hormones. So I just wanted to jump on here and because I was talking to my client about it this week, and it just seemed to be a really concrete way for him to understand, number one, what she's experiencing when she's on her cycle, her period. But then I thought, this will be a good thing for me to hop on here and explain to you, ladies, about what it's like for him when he doesn't regulate. And also for you, ladies who are autistic, you already are autistic, but also go through a cycle, a period cycle as well. So ladies who are neurotypical, if you can, the next time you're on a cycle, if you can remember, if that ship has sailed for you, if you can remember what that was like, stop and think that's very much what it's like for your autistic partner when he's struggling to regulate the emotions as they come. There's just no regulator there. So anyway, I haven't had any comments. I know you guys have kind of been hopping in, hopping out. I can see you. So I'd love to hear your thoughts as you listen back to the replay here. What you think about this. So I hope you guys are having a good week, and I'll see you tomorrow on my Ask Me Anything Friday. See you soon.